Okay, so you've gotten the first page done, and we're ready to go. The first thing I want to show you is this bear. It's a carved bear, and it's made from redwood. It's still got the tree on it, and it's this redwood. I didn't even know this until I saw them in California. They're real. The bark is like it comes off. It's almost like a spruce or something like that, or not a cedar, but kind of like that. Anyway, because it's in that family. So it's real scruffy. This stuff flakes off all the time. I have to vacuum all around it if the kids are messing around it. Anyway, this thing is really pretty heavy. And the funny thing is, I brought it back on an airplane. And so I bought this big duffel bag and put it inside so we get all scruffed up and everything. And so I've had it maybe, I don't know, 10, 15 years, a long time. So this bear, it's a good bear. When I had him at Blaylock, I had him in my office. And so that was cool because they're the mascot is the bear. All right, page 1. Reactions that produce toxic gases should be performed in a blank. We got your two. Let's find our 2 wrong answers. I hope you picked D, a warm, airtight, dry oven. Airtight would be a good thing with something toxic, but an oven is probably not a good idea. So that's wrong. A beaker with a watch glass on top, again, there's no way to capture the toxic gases. Remember, toxic means poisonous. So we've got A and C. C is the next best answer. So if you put C, give yourself a half a pat on the back because that's the next best answer. But the best answer is a laboratory fume hood, and that means it's going to suck all the fumes out. So A is the right answer. 24. Symbols for fire extinguishers shown below. Which class of fire extinguisher should be used when a hot plate overheats? What is a hot plate? Okay, I'm going to ask you questions and I'm going to pause. And I really do want you to say it out loud. Okay, as weird as it sounds, just say it out loud, and then, there'll be time in there and it'll be all good. And I'll know when you say it. So, what is a hot plate? Okay, good. Hot plate is electrical. You plug it in. It's round like this. You put stuff on it. It heats up. So the key is think about plugging in an electrical hot plate. That's your clue because it's not an ordinary combustible. That would be something like paper, wood, wax, something that's normal and can burn. Clothes, flammable liquid. No, because when you heat something on a hot plate, you don't heat a flammable liquid. That would be a wrong thing to do. Combustible metal. No, it's not really combustible metal. So H, electrical equipment. That's the right answer because a hot plate is electrical equipment. Okay, so number 7. We got these owl pellets. What are owl pellets? Owl pellets, when owls eat, they eat the mouse and they swallow it whole. And in their stomach, it grinds it up and it does its thing. The thing about birds, a lot of birds, you think about bird poop, it's not really poop, that's how they pee. They don't have this is gross, but they don't poop and pee, they just got one opening because the way birds are. Lizards are kind of the same way. And so everything comes out. But think about it, an owl is just eating a mouse, and so there's a skull, there's bones, there's hair, there's all that kind of stuff. And there's no way they could poop that stuff out. So what they do, they barf that up. I know that's pretty gross, but that's what an owl pellet is. And so a lot of times kids at school, they'll put an owl pellet together, they'll take an owl pellet apart and find out, well, that's what this is. They're doing owl pellets. Okay, so when you do this activity, what should students remember to do? Well, let's think about what it is. Do you want to label the equipment used? Well, not so much. No. Labeling the equipment, no. Keep hands away from face and mouth. That's a good idea because, we know where this owl pellet has been. It's been inside the gut of an owl. Even though it's clean, it's still not a good thing. Sterilize the dissecting needles before use. No, why would we sterilize the needles? We're not going to poke them in ourselves, so there's no reason to do that. Disinfect the fur and feathers removed from the pellets. We could disinfect the fur and the feathers, but why? Why would we want to do that? So the best thing is B, keep hands away from face and mouth because you want to make sure none of that gets in in your face and mouth. Because even though it's disinfected, what if it wasn't? And we're talking about birds and mice, and they carry disease, so it's not really a good idea to pet birds and mice unless it's a domestic bird and mouse. So 7 is B. That's the right answer. Okay, number 19. We've got this acetone, and we've got the label next to it. The question is, which lab procedure should the second group of students use? So one student is going to rinse out a glass container. The second group is working at the same table, and there's some harmful effects of acetone. What are they? Well, it's highly volatile. What does that mean? It can explode. Flammable liquid and vapor. That means it burns. It burns really well. And what is acetone? It's fingernail polish remover. So that's what acetone is. It's a respiratory irritant, so if you breathe a lot, it can hurt your lungs. It's harmful if it's swallowed or inhaled. If you get it in your eyes, it's going to hurt. And the effects may be delayed. That means you may have it happen now, but not realize it until later. Okay, so we got a group that's going to wash out this container with acetone, and another group next door. What's the problem? Which of the following lab procedures should the second group of students avoid? What about heating water with an open flame? Good idea or bad idea? Bad idea, yeah, because this is a flammable liquid. We don't want to have this flame transfer. It's also, the vapors are flammable, so that can transfer too. Pour hydrochloric acid into a beaker. Well, that's probably never really a good idea, especially around something that's flammable. I mean, if you're using hydrochloric acid, then yes, you have to do that, but it's probably a good idea to wait until they're finished. Filtering precipitates from a liquid solution. They could do that. That would be okay. Collecting oxygen from plants in a test tube, yeah, that's cool. Which one is the most troublesome? It's A. That flame is the real problem. Because B, hydrochloric acid probably won't react with the acetone. So you could do that. But A is a real problem. You don't want flames around when you've got a flammable liquid. Okay. Let's see. Go to 1. Let me see. We've done 1, 2A. Turn over to 1, 2B. And I want you to do 1, 2B, page 4. 1, 2B, page 4. Looks like this. I'll be back in a minute.